Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the world of the International Fab Talks. Fab Talks is all about connecting with the right kind of people who could guide you with regard to your career, with experiences in life, and of course, feeling important on this planet. When we meet wonderful people across the world who are ready to share their journey, to inspire the younger generation, we feel really proud to have them here share that journey with us. It's a moment of joy when they accept the invitation to the International Fab Talks. We have a special guest joining us all the way from a beautiful city called as Hyderabad, located in Telangana. She's none other than Mrs. Savithri Gudimela. Hello, ma'am, and welcome to the session. Thank you so much for being here with us.
Hello, Andrea. Thank you so much for inviting me to the session, and hello, everybody, whoever is watching this. Thank you so much for inviting me to give my experiences, my learnings, my sharings. Thank you so much. I'm truly humbled. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, ma'am, for being humble and kind and accepting the invitation. Dear friends, Fab Talks is all about connecting with the unsung heroes and, of course, people who have a lot to share and inspire the youth in the right way. So today, our celebrity and guest, none other than Mrs. Savithri Gudimela, is here. She is a practicing chartered accountant, and she is located in Hyderabad, joining us now from Ashok Nagar, that is very close to Himayat Nagar, I guess. That's what ma'am has shared with us. Let's get to know more about her and celebrate her journey today. Dear ma'am, I go ahead and share your profile and we begin the session. Thank you very much for being humble and kind. Friends, it's a honor, privilege, and a responsibility as well to share the profiles of our celebrities and guests who are here with us, such that you get to know as to who our celebrity is and keep you glued to your seat if it is really of interest to you. So now, as I earlier mentioned, we have with us none other than Mrs. Savithri Gudimela. She is a qualified chartered accountant, FCA, with 14 plus years of experience across various functions like statutory audits, if I'm getting that right, statutory audits, internal audits, bank audits, and tax audits as well. Around 2 plus years of experience in the manufacturing industry. Independent practice, she's been starting that as well, and she's been the proprietor from May 2009 till date. She's also been working with Jayalakshmi Cotton Mills as an assistant manager with regard to the finance and account section in Jan 2006 right up to November 2006. She has also been connected as an assistant manager in the finance and account section with GVK Novapan Industries from June 2004 to December 2005. She's completed a degree and she is now pursuing her LLB. That is the real beauty, continuing your education, wanting to learn more and inspire the people or gain more knowledge. That's wonderful. As I earlier mentioned, she has completed a chartered accountancy course, that is CAI. She's completed her BCom from Osmania University. And the other achievements is she is a college topper right through day one. She's attained the college first position during the graduation process, that is in 2001 when she graduated from Maine's Degree College of Commerce and Arts, affiliated to Osmania University. If I've got that name right of the degree college, if I mispronounced it, I'm sorry. She also attained the college first or stood first in the college during the intermediate board exams, that is in the year 1998. She stood first in the college, that is Kasturba Gandhi Junior College, affiliated to Osmania University. She received the L.N. Gupta Gold Medal Award for highest score in intermediate. All Arts Group, that's really great, from AIIE, the All India Industrial Exhibition Society. Wonderful. She's completed the Sangeeta Visadhara course in Karnataka music from Potti Sri Ramulu University, Hyderabad, Telangana. She's also successfully established her own organic terrace gardening and natural compositing. I really love this, having a terrace garden and taking care of it. So this person is a versatile person who is in front of us, our celebrity and guest. That's really nice. She's also been, called on many music platforms to be as a faculty, a guest faculty. One to mention here is the Blind School for Girls. So she's also interested in music. She's been invited as a motivational speaker, as a guest on various occasions. Today, she has agreed to be a part of the International Fab Talks to motivate us in the right way. Let us learn something from our celebrity today. Hello, ma'am, and thank you so much for being here with us. From my side, I've shared a little whatever I could get my hands on, but people would really love to know more about you directly from you. Who is the real Mrs. Savithri Gudimela? How would you define yourself for all of us? Over to you, dear.
Yeah. Well, I'm Savithri, a chartered accountant by profession and a singer at heart. I've completed my Sangeeta Visharada from Patti Sriramal University in Carnatic music, and that keeps my heart and soul in tune. And apart from that, I am a proud full-time mother of two beautiful daughters, and that keeps me on my toes all the time. And when I'm not crunching numbers or hitting the high notes, like I said, I'm tending to my organic terrace garden, tending to both the composting and also the plants. So, and I like to say that I'm spiritually driven, and I am very fortunate to have been introduced to the Parayana Sampradaya as well, and thus, yes, sums up what I am.
Yes, dear. Very briefly, we explained that. That's very nice. Very, very beautiful. You're connected to your terrace gardening. You're connected to music. As you see, you're very passionate about music. You're a full-time mother. You have two lovely daughters. And at the same time, you are connected with the work that you're undertaken. That is the CA. You're a CA, chartered accountant, and as well as pursuing your LLB. That's really great. Now, if I may ask you, why did you take the special interest in, going ahead with the LLB course? What is it that made you?
LLB.
Yeah.
LLB. Yes, yes. My passion for doing something right now, I'm a chartered accountant. I'm involved with a CA firm. We are a firm of three partners, and we are all individually specializing in certain aspects of the profession. I'd like to take up company law as my specialization, and if I take up the LLB course, I'll be able to represent my firm in the courts of law, and I'll be having a fulfillment to the profession. It's more like that.
Yes, dear. But now we'd like to know what made you take up CA earlier. That is a craze now everywhere in schools and colleges, like wanting to take up CA, or they have very high aspirations and, in this beautiful zone, becoming a CA and all of that. What made you enter into this field of wanting to become a CA? If you could share that.
My father was a banker himself, so he realized the potential of this course, and he wanted us. See, if I have to be really honest, taking up CA was my father's recommendation. It is not like today when kids are open to social platforms, they know what is happening everywhere, what are the different courses available. But back then, after completing schooling, when we had no real exposure to the professional world or even to the real world for that matter, we would always fall back on the recommendations of seniors or peer group or parents for that matter. And my father was a banker, so he knew the potential and importance of he was into the loan section, and he was always handling the audits and things like that. So to see his daughter come back and sign the balance sheets of the same bank where he worked, so that was some kind of achievement for him and for me also. So that was his recommendation and his interest in making us become a CA. Even my brother is a CA. So we both have taken his advice, and we have he asked us to do it, and we didn't know the importance of CA back then, because I think I qualified in 2003. I completed my degree, and just immediately 1 year later I completed my CA. So that was a very successful attempt to becoming a CA. At a very young age I completed my CA. I think by 22 I became a CA, and it was my father's intention firstly. And later on, we understood that the course itself is a very challenging one. It tests your mental, it tests your intellectual capabilities to the full, it tests your patience levels. So that was quite an excitement for us to take up the profession, because right from the beginning, I was a merit student in academics. So it was not a very difficult choice. And we did not want to run into the rat race of MPC and BPC that you take a lot of 100 people passing out from, the school. 80 to 85% will definitely go into MPC, BPC. And to be frank, CA was very affordable back then. So we didn't want to get into the rat race. We wanted to do something different. So we took up CA, and I understand that it was not a bad decision at all.
Excellent. Thank you for sharing that. Thank you for sharing. Now, here is some information for all those children who don't want to take up BPC or MPC, here's another beautiful stream. You could take up CA, or you could like go into the art stream, or maybe the commerce and art stream, like, and then you can go ahead with your career and become a chartered accountant. Yes, you've had the wonderful privilege of studying, and you've been a topper all the way, right from day one, as I earlier mentioned. Like, you've been a wonderful topper. Like, how did you feel? Me, I was not a topper. I was an average student. If I passed, then I was very happy. Like, I was somewhere more than 50%. Then again, I went to 60. And then at one point of time, then I started working very hard. And even at one point of time, I topped the college, that is in my first year, intermediate first year. But you've been there right from day one. Like, how does it feel to top the college? I mean, at all times, even right up to your degree level, you've been the topper. How did this happen?
No,
Where did you get the
I remember
motivation?
one anecdote when I got this. I passed out my intermediate with the highest marks in all the art groups like MEC, CEC, HEC, and all those included. I was awarded the gold medal from the then Home Minister, Mr. Madhav Reddy. So it was something of an achievement back then. But then I came back home and I showed the gold medal to my father. He said, "What is so different about it? I mean, it's expected of you. Is it something great?" So I was taken aback. So that's how the expectations were on me. And see, we had very less distractions back then. It's not like today that we have to juggle in so many different things. We were very simple, straightforward people. We would just go to school, study, go to college, study, come back and study, and then go to sleep. And how does it feel to be on the top? It feels great. It feels great. And my brother always used to say he is a very successful chartered accountant today. He has his own startups and stuff. So, but then he was not very good academically in his studies back then. So he used to get border marks to passing or something like that. So I asked him, "See, I'm studying so well. Why can't you study like?" He said, "You don't have a higher step to go, but I always have an improvement. I have room for improvement. You don't have that." He used to say. It's a very funny take on why he's getting low marks. So he says he always has a room for improvement. But for me, being on the top, it was not something I got. It was nice. It felt nice, and it has that pressure to for me to keep it up every single time. I can't let my marks down. I can't let my people down, and that constant pressure to be on the top. So that was one thing. I mean, I'm only talking about the soft parts of it because uh, in CA, I think I missed my rank by very few marks. So, but then if once you're a CA, you're a CA.
Yes, dear. Very true, ma'am. Thank you for sharing that. Thank you so much. Now, we'd love to know about the little Savithri. How was she when she was a youngster? Was she the naughty one, outspoken one, the bubbly, chirpy little one, or the shy little girl?
I would say I was not very naughty. I was not very naughty, but as I said, we were very less distracted by mobile phones and things like that. We had a very nice childhood. We are a nuclear family of, my father, my mother, my brother, and me. And we had a lot to share with each other. We had, you remember, I mean, I don't know whether the younger generation now will be able to appreciate this. We used to have a lot of power cuts back then. And we all used to assemble in the backyard, sit and discuss a lot of things. So it was more like an intellectually stimulating experience in the family. We used to discuss on a lot of topics. We used to go to avadhanams together. We used to read a lot of poems. We used to solve a lot of puzzles. And my mother is the eldest of 8 siblings. So there was no dearth of family or extended family to be around. So we used to have a lot of people around. I mean, I can't recollect even a single instance where I was outrightly alone. I was always with people, I mean, relatives, friends, or my colony mates were also my schoolmates. So always with friends and chilling out. I was not naughty, but I was naughty. I was making fun, and I was also very studious and serious in my studies, education.
Were you ever punished by your teachers anytime?
No.
Not at all, not once even?
I don't remember. Maybe I bunked my school sometimes to watch movies, something like that. But Yeah, I wrote some letters to my friends with some other name, and I try to create confusion between them. That kind of fun, but something like that.
That's really interesting, and it's quite funny too at the same time. But as a child, or maybe as a young child, when we do these things as a young student, that's really, really funny, but at the same time scary too. Like you will be caught and maybe punished or
Why
something.
Not scary. Just for fun.
For fun. I mean, did they trace you that you were the one who wrote the letter?
I mean, I did leave some hints, but later I only came out in the open and told them that I was the one who wrote
Did they
it.
forgive
So me
you?
too. Of course, of course. They're all my thick bosom friends, so.
That's really nice. Now, ma'am, we'd like to know who is the inspiration in your life till date? Like things are not easy for us, but sometimes we draw inspiration from the people around us, or maybe from some source we draw inspiration to go ahead in spite of all the challenges. What has been the source behind your inspiration till date?
Inspiration, like because I'm interested in music. If you look at the music, you can see the likes of Usha Uthup. They had to toil so much before they made a mark in the industry. If you see Charlie Chaplin, I think he had his career performance the day when his only son died. So we have to take inspiration from each and everything around us, and it's like you have to take everything in your stride and keep. So that's how I take inspiration.
That's excellent. Thank you for sharing all of that. Thank you very much. We'd now like to know about the stress that we all face in our lives. We all face stress a lot. Now, how do you manage the stress that you face as a chartered accountant, as being a mother, a full-time hands-on mother, and as well as pursuing, your LLB? How do you manage the stress on the personal and professional front? Let me put both. Over to you.
Any way that works for you. Like I do it with a hobby. See, having a hobby, it gives you the kind of distraction that you need from the monotonous activity that goes on in your life on a routine basis. So having a hobby like music or gardening, for that matter, so it eases you out and it gives you the kind of peace that you want. It tells you that there's so much more to life that can be done. And also, it may sound a little bit cliche, but living in the present moment. So that adds a lot to your peace. So it has to be practiced. It's not like it can happen in one day or two, because even if you want to build a muscle, you have to spend at least a quarter of a year in a gym. But stress is something more, and you have to practice it on a daily basis, not worrying about your past and not worrying about your future too much. It's not that you're completely dozed out of that, but you have to give due weightage to everything, and you have to manage your stress levels to such an extent that you're able to continue with your day. And as I said, I like to be spiritually inclined. So sometimes you travel to certain places where you feel the positive vibe. You can go with your friends or family, and you can, like I read in my book that if you go to Shirdi or certain places like that, your mind will be at ease. It's not that you're completely oblivious to your problems, but you'll be at ease. The distraction for some time, and that kind of positive vibe, you will take it forward. You'll come back, and that will help you go on with your day. So having a hobby is very important. Meeting with your friends, meeting with your family on a regular basis, and traveling with them, this also helps a bit. And also understanding your own self, understanding the essence of your life, understanding the spiritual meaning of existence. And that should help you manage your stress to a better extent.
Thank you, dear ma'am, for sharing all of that. Thank you so much. You've done justice to all that you've shared. We'd like to ask you about now this beautiful passion that you have for organic terrace gardening. Now, I'm a person who loves a lot of plants and trees around me. Now, I'd like you to share this so that we all could benefit from what you're sharing. Over to you.
Yes, most of the food that we consume on a daily basis is affected with a lot of pesticides and harmful pesticides. So In the bags, we fill it up with manure and coco peat, all natural ingredients. And then, and I have been able to produce all the vegetables that are sold in the market in my own home. So every day you want to cook, you go on the terrace and you pick it up. So that's a very great satisfaction that you have. And such beauty, you see all the flowers on all the butterflies, all the birds coming. Uh, it's such a feast to the eyes, feast to the mouth, feast to the eyes, feast to the ears. It's like I just it's my go-to place, my garden. I just go upstairs, just see the as if it's the most beautiful thing in the world.
Yes, dear. I will
The
put in a
flower.
little request. I will put in a little request. The next session that we have with you, you're going to have it in your garden. You're going to just share all of those beautiful plants and trees around you. Whatever you have over there, you're going to share that with us. And
Yes,
we'll really love to
sure.
see that. Because,
That's my pleasure. That's my
yeah.
pleasure. I'm a very proud owner of that garden, and I want to show all the vegetables, all the flowers, like they're more than diamonds to me.
Wow, that's really so nice. As you said, no, it's a pleasure for the ears and for the taste buds and for our eyesight as well. Everything looks so beautiful, lots of birds and butterflies and colorful flowers and fruits and vegetables. That's really nice. I think every family on earth should have a wonderful garden. And let it be a terrace garden or maybe a garden right in front of their doorstep or, very close to their house or whatever. There should be a little garden. People are just very normal with what they pronounce and speak. You have a higher vocabulary in my view. So from where did you achieve all of this? Are you an
No,
avid
you're
reader as
just
well?
trying to. No, I'm I'm humbled by what you said.
Yes, dear. Now, as you mentioned about your father, now may I know if you were daddy's pet or mommy's pet, who were you very close to?
I'm a girl, so I'm my daddy's pet only. But I was taken care of by my mother also. So I had bouts of asthma when I was I was a kid. So I had to be taken special care of. So my mother also was very nice to me, very kind. I was pampered a lot. But personally, I used to like spend a lot of time with my father because he was my hero. Like I used to take put him on a pedestal.
That's great. That's really nice. Very interesting. Very interesting. What about travel, dear? Do you love traveling? And if yes, what kind of traveling? Is it based on your profession or is it a family tour or maybe a pilgrimage? What is it?
I do travel. We go for the pilgrimages once in a year, but and also for our recreational pleasure trips twice in a year. But as a person with asthma, I don't travel to cold climates. I don't like. I had been to Ooty 3 times, but all the 3 times I had to be put on oxygen. So I don't like to travel to cold places. So I spend in and around South India most of the time. So
Yes, dear. Thank you
I
for being
avoid
avoided.
I avoid cold climates.
Yes, dear. Thank you for being honest and genuine on that. Like other people also could learn something. Like don't go to cold places if you're having some type of a respiratory problem or something. Stay safe. That's really nice. Thank you for sharing that. Now, with regard to the what you say, like the environment, like apart from the terrace gardening that you have or the organic terrace gardening that you have, now you might have seen in Telangana there are many high-rise buildings causing a lot of you know
Congestion.
congestion. Thank you for helping me on that, causing a lot of congestion, etc. Now, what is the message for everyone from you? How we could protect our environment in our own way? Now, for you, you are doing your bit, like you have a terrace garden. There's some type of natural greenery around you. What is the message for others to learn how to protect the environment in their own little way?
That's it. It's not difficult. Everybody can have their own kitchen garden. If you can't do it on your terrace, at least you can do it in your kitchen. You can just put your some methi, some tulsi, and these things will start to purify the air around you. And that's important for your breathing. That's important for your general health.
How sweet. That's really so sweet. Thank you for sharing all of that, dear. What is it that you love about Savithri? What is it that you admire in your own self?
Oh yeah, I love the way I'm sincere and committed. If I take up something, I take it up fully. If I know that I'm not going to fulfill it or give my 100%, then I'll not take it up at all. So So I like that I can do many things at a time. Like, see, in my profession, the due dates or the deadlines are so hectic. Like every month you have some deadline. I also have to take care of my kids at home. I also have to, my mother or father also stay nearby, my parents. So I have to take care of my mother-in-law who stays with us. So many things. I have to take care of my hobbies. I have to take care of so many things, but I think I'll be able to do it well because I have clarity on what I'm doing. So that's my plus point. That's my strong sign.
That's
I'm sincere. I'm clear about what I want, and I know what to do. So I'm committed to what I do. So that's my plus point.
that's great.
That's my strength.
Now, dear, we go on with the next question with regard to siblings. What is your connection with your sibling? Like, how many siblings you are? Like, what do you have to say about siblings? Because nowadays we have seen siblings being very selfish. Some of them taking the entire property for themselves, or not dividing the property amongst their brothers and sisters. It could be just anything that they are against one another.
Yes, we
How
get
would
a
you?
lot of cases like that because you have to take an affidavit from each of the sibling that they are not
Mhm.
going to interfere in the other's lives. So it has come to that. But I'm blessed with a brother who is a younger brother. He's a chartered accountant and he's a great cook. He's a great orator. He's a chartered accountant. He used to live in Pune. He used to work with the Swiss bank, the Swiss bank. Now he has started his own startup companies, 3 or 4 companies. But he's a very successful entrepreneur, and he's very good. I mean, we share a very nice bond. Like every festival we meet, he comes and cooks in my house, and I go to their place, and we are very good with the kids and all. It's a very I told you, it's a very cute, closely knit family ours. So I'm really blessed in that way. I don't have the troubles of whatever you mentioned just now.
That's that's
That
really
kind of selfishness, it's very natural because I've seen my mother. They are 8 siblings, and for whatever reasons, one is really successful in his profession and one is really bad in his life. So there's bound to be a coldness between these two, and we are able to see that. But fortunately in my life it's not.
That's really nice. You shared so beautifully about your brother. Now, that is at the present, you are all connected together and you are bonded with each other with regard to your family and children and all of that, cooking and sharing things, celebrating festivals. I would like to know, how did you spend your time when you were young? Did you all fight a lot? Were you all possessive of the toys that you all, owned at that time? What kind of a bond you
No,
had with him at that time?
no, I was the studious one. He was the naughtiest, naughty one. So I would always complain about him to my father, and he used to get good beatings from my father and mother. So that kind of relationship. He used to always go out and play, hide my books somewhere, or he used to make me very nervous all the time. But he was very naughty, and I was the straightforward, studious, that kind of a person, and always logged in my own room studying and taking information from this book and making some notes. He would just read what I wrote and get good marks. So I was working hard and he was enjoying all the time. He had loads of friends. He's the superstar when it comes to our colony, and he was like that, always making fun of me. But I was a kind of a good girl types.
It's really nice to share about your brother. That's great. Yes, so I remember my brother as well. He was also very naughty, but now as they grow up, they have more love for us. They speak very softly,
Yeah.
they are very nice and kind to us. I understand that. That's great.
So we used to have a telephone, and he used to make lots of calls, and I used to pay for his bills. So
Mhm.
when I got a job, first thing, so that time he was not in the job. So बहुत बहुत सतात I don't know so much Hindi, but he used to make me lot of. He's very naughty.
Okay, now if he's going to view this video, what is the message you have for him?
Well, I mean, be as you are. He's really nice. He's really nice, very mischievous, very, very responsible. And now it's a metamorphosis. Like he never used to study so much in his childhood, but now he's like, you give him he's an encyclopedia of things. You ask him anything, he'll be able to, give information on that. And very wise. So anything that happens in our family, if it's a marriage or something, he's the one to stand like a rock, helping people out, things like that.
It's really nice. Very
So I'm very blessed like that. My father is also very intelligent and all that. My brother is also, my mother is very caring. I'm really blessed. Even my husband is very supportive because having a younger one, because the elder one will take care of herself. If I'm busy in the office, he's working from home, office. So if I get late in the office, he's the one to take care of the younger one. So I'm really blessed like that.
Yes, dear. Thank you for sharing all
Because
of
these are really big issues for a woman to forge ahead in her career. No, if there is no support system, there's no way she can go.
First, support has to come from the family members, then outside.
Exactly.
But when they don't get it within the family, they seek support from outside, from the right kind of people. That's great. Thank you for sharing all of that. We'd like to know now about criticism. When we do our work, certain people will admire the work we do. Certain people will criticize the work we do. No matter how good you are, you will be criticized. What do you have to say with regard to either destructive criticism or constructive criticism, or just the term criticism? How would you define it for us from your experiences?
See, it's all about how we take the criticism. See, there are many instances when you do, no matter how much amount of work, it's sometimes taken in a very different light, and they start to point out the mistakes in what you do, or in the garb of saying that it is constructive criticism. But of course, it is in us. You don't have to be touchy and feely and feel sensitive for everything that is being said about you. You can be a little open to the fact that maybe more empathetic, that maybe they're not trying to criticize you. See, if my father or mother is trying to body shame me, I will only remember that their intention is only to see that I'm feeling better, I'm going to set my health better. So if you try to understand it in a positive note, then there will not be many problems in life. So it's in the receiver of the criticism. The power is in his hands, the ball is in his court, and he can take it in whichever way he wants, isn't it? He can take it as constructively as he wants. He can construct his character, he can construct his personality based on whatever is being said, or he can just leave it like that. And you don't have to make fuss or furor about it. I mean, I'm talking precisely from the professional front or the things that happen in the family. It's not large, I'm not talking about policy decisions and things like that. But from my level, whatever happens in the family or whatever happens in the profession, you try to be as calm as possible and take it in a constructive way. It's in your hands. You can make any thing out of it. Either you can take it constructively, or you can just decimate the opponent with, you're trying to be unreasonable, or you're trying to be. If you feel that the other person is malicious or is having a malicious intent to put you down, then you take steps to curb that kind of behavior. You go to the higher ups, or you give a complaint or something like that. But otherwise, you try to be a little bit more open and expand your consciousness.
Yes, dear. Thank you for sharing your thoughts on that. Thank you very much. Now, dear, I'd like to ask you this last question. What is the message you have for all the youngsters who would like to become CAs or who would like to take up a profession? What is the message from you to the world, irrespective of age, geographical location, and gender as well? What is the message from you?
They have to be more empathetic. Like these days, people have become more sensitive. I mean, you ask them to sit in a particular way, they get offended. Yeah, younger generation especially. Like my daughter, she's in her inter second year, and she has a lot of friends. I mean, you call them by their gender, some racist remark, something is there. I mean, you could get upset over anything. It has become like that. So I wish people become more empathetic and more, and also don't jump to conclusions. That social quotient we should not forget. That's very important. We have to have some responsibility. We have to do something that's going to benefit somebody other than us.
Very
You
true.
have to do this as a part of your life.
That's really nice. Giving back to the society. I really like this concept. That's really great. Thank you very much, dear, for being a part of our journey, for enlightening us and empowering us in the right way. We look forward to many more interactions with you. And we would love all the women out there to be strong and bold, to speak what you feel is right, and at the right time to share it with the right kind of people. Thank you very much. Stay blessed and stay connected. Wishing you all the success in all your endeavors. Lots of love to you from the International Fab Talks.
Thank you, Andrea.
Thank you, dear.
So much.
Thank you so much. Towards the end, we would like to request you to give us 3 gifts in the form of 3 words. Apart from please, sorry, and thank you, you could share any 3 words that come to your mind immediately. Like the first 3 words that click to your mind, you could share that as a gift for us.
Strength, independence, kindness.
Wow, strength, independence, and kindness. I could see all of that in you. That's really great. Thank you so much. Stay blessed and stay connected. And to the International Fab Talks for today, we had a wonderful experience with our celebrity and guest, none other than Mrs. Savithri Gudimela. She was joining us all the way from Hyderabad, Telangana, India. If you like what has been shared today on the International Fab Talks, do share this video with the right kind of people. You never know who may be inspired by the way the things were shared today on this platform. If you like what we are doing, stay connected with us. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. I'd like to repeat that. Like, comment, subscribe, and share to the International Fab Talks. And above all, learn to be independent. Have your own money. Do not be dependent on others. Any gender, either of the genders, you have to earn certain amount of money and have a certain amount of savings such that you do not bend in front of anyone or, spread out your palm and ask anybody for any support. You be bold enough and courageous enough to take care of yourself in the right way. Of course, don't forget to love your family members, your siblings, your family members, and the planet as well. That is the entire universe. You could take that. Stay safe and stay blessed. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.